two words, my buddies. That's why when I was struggling, I struggled with thinking about suicide a lot, just to have some control after I got home. Because I was prepared to die, but I never prepared myself to be disabled. And when they said permanent disability, I went, fuck, permanent. I wouldn't even know enough to know what permanent was. I could barely conceptualize something going with my body being unchangeable. And I decided I had to deal with this because I didn't want to die. I felt like I would be shitting on all those guys that helped me so much and paid such a price to save me. That's what had kept me from actually squeezing the trigger a lot of times, but I kept getting close. And I told myself, all right, John, it's time to write yourself a list of all the reasons why Vietnam was the worst thing that ever happened to you, and all the reasons that made it one of the best things that ever happened to you. And I've put out 2 legal pads, and I started on all the terrible things. And I think I had 3 pages written of all the terrible things that made it a horrible experience. And I said, oh man, I gotta do the other one. I gotta do something positive here. And I sat down and looked at that blank page, and it just hit me like God was going, dummy. And I wrote 2 words, my buddies. And then I thought, how could I have known men like that, kids like that, and think it was a negative experience? And that changed my whole outlook. So that they were saving me again.